and welcome everyone to a new video on our channel FPL Nerds. My name is Timo.
And my name is MJ, and today we're gonna go through our weekly watch list, but now we have a different format as we have divided the players into four main categories, which are Monitor, Invest, Hold, and Dispose.
And in the new slide coming up, we're gonna show you what are these main categories and how this is gonna work. So let's jump into it. Alright, so the first category is Monitor, which include players that could be potential assets for the future. No rush to buy them right now, but just to monitor them and keep an eye on. Second one is Invest, which include value players that are performing well right now and could be a good investment for your FPL team.
The next category is Hold, which includes players that you most probably have and they're not performing or they have a set of bad fixtures. However, we suggest that you stick to them for a little bit longer, as there's a probability that they will return. And for the last category, which is Dispose, it includes players that you might be owning and you should probably be transferring out.
Okay, so let's start with the first category, which is Monitor, and let's see who is there. Alright guys, so in the first player we have in the Monitor category is Saint-Maximin. Saint-Maximin actually scored so far 18 points, with the big chunk of these points coming from the last game week against Man City, which he scored 3 assists. He had 7 shots, 2 on target, which not bad so far. He's very active in the field. He can dribble through players. He's very fast, and he have a lot of touches in the box. As we can see on the screen, there are 21 so far, which is quite a good number. I think he's a wait and see, of course, as the Monitor category suggests, because they are facing Liverpool in the second game. So after that, maybe we can consider him as a good option for the future.
Yeah, I have to agree with you actually, and also if you can check the heat map, he's in and all around the box, especially on that left side, and he looks to be getting into good attacking positions. Now, despite the fact that he doesn't have a very good record under the new manager Eddie Howe, I believe that Newcastle are a team that are constantly improving and they're making new transfers, so this can actually make Saint-Maximin a better option. He's still a wait and see, which is actually a good thing, because in a few game weeks, maybe some of the 6 million options that we already own, like Martinelli, Rodrigo, etc., they might not be as good anymore. So he could be a very good replacement at the price point.
Exactly. Okay, so let's see who's the next candidate in our Monitor category.
Okay, so the second player we are monitoring is Stanfield. He's a 4.5 attacker that plays for Fulham. The reason he is on this list is not because of his amazing performances, because we still do not have enough data on him. However, gradually I can see that he is winning his spot within that team. As in Game Week 1 he had 0 minutes, Game Week 2 7 minutes, Game Week 3 76 minutes, and he also provided an assist. Now, considering that he's a 4.5 attacker with 1 assist, he actually had 5 touches in the box. His XGI is not that high, it's 0.28, but if we think about it and we look at Saka, he has an XGI of 0.3, so it's not that far off. And basically, I would not recommend to start with this player in your starting 11. However, I think he is the player that will complete this bench of minimum price with playing minutes. He's still a wait and see. We need to see if he's going to continue playing, but if he is, I think he's a really good shout.
Yeah, apart from the Fulham having very bad fixtures in an upcoming 4 game weeks, as we said, it's just a 4.5 forward that we can consider for the future to replace, for example, Archer or Plange or any of the others, or Sam Greenwood, any of the other 4.5 forwards. If he starts to get regular minutes, I think he could be a good asset to just sit on your bench as a second or third option there.
Yep.
Alright, so that will conclude our Monitor category. Let's jump into the next one, which is the Invest. Alright, so the first player in the Invest category is Ivan Toney. as you can see on the screen, the next 4 fixtures for Brentford are quite good. They're all within the green, the nice color we like to see. He's at 7.2 currently, price points, so he could be a good addition in the front next to Jesus and Haaland if you are thinking, for example, to play an early wild card. If not, and you don't want to play a wild card, but you have a couple of free transfers that you can use, you can always downgrade one of the midfields, the 8 million midfields, to another player, and then upgrade the 4.5 forward that you have to Ivan Toney, since the 8 million the midfielders are not really doing as we hope that they would do. Also, Toney had so far 2 goals, 2 assists, which is quite good for the first 3 game weeks. His underlying stats are mainly from the expected goals, not much from the expected assists. And he created 2 big chances so far. So I think Ivan Toney could be a very good investment for your FPL team, as we said. And yeah, that's it for me.
I really Okay, yeah, sorry to interrupt there. I actually really do think Tony is a great investment. The way Brentford has looked is really good. They look like a very solid team. It seems like Eriksen's departure didn't really affect them, and especially Tony, as much as we were scared of. And his underlying numbers look very well. On the heat map, indeed, you can see that he's mainly playing on the left-hand side of the field. And despite the fact that his expected assist is only 0.02, I think he's a little bit more creative than last year, and he will be getting some assists as well. We saw that he's actually working on some crosses, both left and right foot, which is quite new for him. And considering the fixtures they have, he is a good investment.
Okay, so let's see who we have next on the invest category.
Okay, so for our second pick in the invest category, we have Harry Kane. He has scored so far 16 points from 2 goals. He actually had 9 shots, 5 of which were on target. However, this is not the main reason why he's on this list. The reason behind this choice is his minutes. He is almost 100% going to be getting 90 minutes all around the season, like he showed us again and again. Now, the other option would be Erling Haaland, but looking at the very tight schedule that the Manchester City has, they have a match tonight, 24th of August, against Barcelona, and then on 27th they play against Crystal Palace, and 31st they will play against Nottingham Forest. So according to Pep's recent interview, there is a very high possibility of him being rotated in the mid-game weeks with Alvarez. Now, this is something that I honestly don't want to have 11.7 million stuck in my team and to be benched. I know there is a probability that Erling Haaland will play, but honestly speaking, I do not want to take this risk, and I want to go as safe as possible, despite the fact that it might seem like a boring choice with Harry Kane. Looking at the fixtures that he has, I think he can really prove everybody wrong and start becoming the Harry Kane that we all know, the Harry Kane that provides the goals, provides the assists. Let's not forget last season he had 11 assists, and the previous season he had 14 assists. So far he has 0, and with a 0.1 expected assist per 90, I really think this number will go higher. So yeah, if it's up to me, unfortunately for this week I was not able to transfer him, but I'm really looking forward to transfer him for game week 5.
Yeah, I think Harry Kane has been proven that he's a very good FPL asset throughout the few last seasons. And I agree with you in the point of Erling Haaland being a bit doubtful and a bit of a risk if he starts rotating with Alvarez, especially with the conjuncture of fixtures that they have upcoming. I'm actually considering myself maybe to switch from Haaland to Kane in the upcoming couple of weeks when I have 2 free transfers, so I can move players around. So yeah, I think Harry can deliver the goods. Alright guys, so the first candidate we have in the hold category is Metrovich. I know some people will disagree with me on this pick, but let me explain why we chose it. First of all, he already have 3 goals to his name in the first 3 game weeks. He has the highest shots and on target with 15 shots, 8 on target. He's also the highest XG per 90 overall with 1.06. So basically Metrovich is like topping all the goals scoring matrices that we know. So actually he's proving to be a very good asset, and although the only downside that the next few fixtures are not looking that good since he's facing Arsenal, Brighton, Tottenham and Chelsea in next 4, I think he's still gonna be able to score some goals because he already played against Liverpool, Wolves and Brentford as far as I remember, and they are considered to be a very solid team defensively, and he still managed to score against them, especially Liverpool in the beginning. So I think if Metrovich can manage to score a few goals in the next couple of game weeks, probably people will start transferring him in, and he will get also an increase in value. So if you keep him, don't panic. Just start him in the next couple of game weeks and see what he do. If you see that he's not performing well, you can always transfer him out. But I think he's a good hold for now.
Yeah, he definitely is a good hold. If you look at the number of touches he has in the box, he has 23. Also, if you look at the heat map, he's always inside that box and around it. And he, especially in the left-hand side of the box where he fixes the box for his right foot to shoot it across the goal. And this is how he actually built up towards these stats. Also, let's not forget what he did last year in the championship when he scored actually 43 goals out of 44 appearances. Yes, indeed, you can never compare championship with Premier League. However, this shows that he's an in-form striker and he's the focal point of their attack. And the most important thing about Mitrovic is the team that he has around him. Because if you look at the difference between this year's team and the previous years when they tried their luck in the Premier League, it's like 2 totally different teams. Now they seem a bit more experienced, more solid. Indeed, they might not have the best defense yet. However, they look way more organized and they're not the team to target at this specific point. So yeah, if you do have him, hold him. He has Arsenal and Brighton. He can get some returns. And as you already said, afterwards you can always decide to sell him and move on. But for now, he's a keep.
Indeed. And last thing, actually don't forget that you also have the penalties, so that's always a plus.
Oh yeah. So our second hold will be Luis Diaz. He managed to score so far 1 goal only and gathered a total of 13 points. He didn't have so many shots as he had 7 shots, of which 3 of them were on target. And if we look at the heat map, we can see that he wasn't playing as advanced. Mainly his role in the team here is to get the ball on the left-hand side and then start making 1-2s with different players, getting some opponents out of position and trying to build and help the rest of the team. Indeed, he did have a few good chances in the previous matches and he could have scored at least 2 more goals, but that didn't happen. Now at this point, some of the managers, considering his price tag of 8 million, will be thinking of selling him for other, let's say, more informed and cheaper options, for instance, Rodrigo, Martinelli, etc. However, if you look at the coming fixture, just this one next fixture, which is Bournemouth at home, Liverpool are expected to win the match. He is playing as one of the front 3 players, and I don't think he will be having much competition for his position, at least for the next few matches. And I really think it would be quite hard to sell him at this specific point, not before this match. He can deliver and most probably he will do it.
Yeah, look, I think I like Luis Diaz as a player. He was a bit unlucky indeed in the last 3 game weeks, as he could have scored more, as you said. I think we should definitely at least hold him for next game week at least, against Bournemouth at home. If he start to score and get some point, that maybe we can keep him for another game week and so on. So yeah, I think Diaz is a hold, but a short-term hold for now.
Yeah, have to agree on that.
Alright, so let's move on to the last category on this video, and that's the dispose category. Let's see who we have there. Alright guys, so the first player we have in the dispose category is Bakayosaka. Actually, Saka, since the start of the season, he didn't show much promise apart from one lonely assist that he scored. As we can see on the screen, only 5 shots, only 1 on target. His underlying stats are quite low. So at this price point, which was 8 million, now he's down to 7.9. I think we can go actually a bit cheaper and get much better assets in the sense of Martinelli, for example, as his teammate, and he's actually much better as an FPL asset. Also, you have Rodrigo. You have a lot of other options that could be cheaper and better than Saka. I think maybe he could score or maybe he could improve in the upcoming game weeks, but I wouldn't take the risk for now, and I will just chop him off and find something else which is cheaper and better. And within a few weeks, if he start to perform again, then we can maybe consider getting him back. But for now, I think he's a definite dispose.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. He actually is a very good player, but at this point, he's not showing the form that we all want to see. He's playing a lot wider than previous years. He doesn't get as many touches in the box as he used to get. And now, from what I can see, the two main focal points in the attack are Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli. And I don't know for how long that's gonna be. We can definitely not say that Saka is a bad option. Let's not forget that he is most probably still on penalties, but we don't know since they didn't have any yet during the season. He will be an option in the future, but at the time being, for his price, I think you can definitely go and get better options. As you said, Martinelli, he's playing for the same team, so you know he will be taking part of the same strong attack. So there definitely is way better option than Saka at this specific point in time.
Exactly. All right, so let's go to the last contender and dispose category today.
All right. Okay, so for the last player in today's video, we have Pedro Neto. He is definitely in the dispose category. Now, at this point, his value is 5.4 million. He did not manage to get any assist or goal so far. He's not taking part of a very offensive Wolverhampton team. So everything pretty much is telling us that he's not showing the numbers that we all wanted to see before the season started. Even if you look at the shots, he only has 4 shots and 1 of them on target, only 1 big chance created, and expected goal involvement of 0.23. Now, also something to take in mind, there are some rumors, also, obviously we cannot rely on that, but there are some rumors that Arsenal might be interested in getting him. And if this will happen, I really think that his minutes will also decrease drastically. So overall, if we look from whatever angle you want, at this point, he looks like disposed to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Neto is not showing any form. He's not getting any FPL returns. I took him out personally in the wild card that I did last week, and he proved me that I was right about him, as he didn't do anything in the last game week either. So yeah, I think Pedro Neto should be on the chopping block also, and maybe in the future we can take another look at him and reassess. But for now, I think he's a dispose.
Fair enough.
Alright, so that concludes our episode for today. I hope that you like the new format that we did. If you have any suggestion or comments, please drop us a comment in the section below. Please don't forget to subscribe, drop us a like, and hit the notification bell so you can get all the new videos. And we'll be seeing you again soon. Have a good one.
Cheers, everybody.